Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Cutlery. Hope everyone's having a great Wednesday so far. Hump day is over, so it's all downhill from here for the week for sure. Or at least we hope so. But like I told you in my past couple videos, been down here in the knife room trying to get organized. Made a little bit of progress tonight, not as much as I had hoped because I got down here late. It's actually late in the evening right now. But I did pull a pile of knives out down here. I've actually got them piled on the floor. And I'll show you a little clip of that. I made a video of it just earlier, and I'll show you at the end of this one. But trying to get some knives out. You know, I've told you I've got knives to trade, and I really do. And pretty much, except for a pretty small handful full, most of my knives are for trade. I'm coming to figure that out when I've actually traded a few off lately that normally I would not have done so. But hoping to, like I told y'all, get rid of a lot to get back a little, but I'm trying to up the quality of my knife collection and trying for certain kind of knives at this point. Pretty much I've been random my whole life because I love knives, and I will continue to buy them no matter what when I'm out and about, thrift stores and flea markets. I can almost guarantee you that, especially for the right price. But anyway, guys, today I did pull out I got a couple fixed blades and a couple of other little novelty knives that you haven't seen on the channel before. So I thought we'd just talk about those. No real theme today. It's just Wednesday knives. We'll call it that. But we'll get over here to the table. We'll talk about a few things. We'll flip this camera around, take a look. See you in a minute, guys. All right, guys, we are back here at the table. So first things first, I know in my video yesterday, I talked about opening that Uncle Henry Muskrat Ducks Unlimited. I got multiple comments that I should open it, some that I shouldn't open it. I have decided we're going to leave it in the pack, guys. So rest assured, it will be safe for a little while, at least until I get a wild hair one day. But we're going to leave it packaged up. I actually went on eBay, saw a couple of the same knife. There's a bunch in this series apparently. I made all the models in this Ducks Unlimited, but even this Muskrat was, I mean, it's an astronomical selling price, and I don't know if it sold for it. It's what they were asking for it for the buy it now on eBay. So I mean, it was like $200. So the knife's not worth that to me, of course, but we're gonna leave it right there in the package, and we'll see what that does over time. But what we're gonna talk about today, start off with a simple, easy one. I don't do, and you guys know this, I don't do a lot of China knives on this channel. There are several I like, and there's several brands these days, and the product coming out of there is actually phenomenal. I mean, your Rough Riders these days are great. Your Roast Crafts are great. I mean, I dig them all. I just don't have a lot of them because I usually don't buy a lot of new retail type knives. I usually buy vintage knives at sale places. But I did have this one I wanted to show you. So I don't know the year. I couldn't tell you. I know it's an RIDER Rider, but years ago, I've had this knife for actually a lot of years. When Smoky Mountain Knife Works first started selling Rough Rider, I always kept up with it, and I always wanted me a little, I saw them in the store one day, and I always wanted me a little bird and trout, little fixed blade knife. So I picked this up one day. I'm sure it was a super cheap price back then, as they are probably now. But I love the stag on this one. It's got a well-built sheath to it. Never used this knife that I know of. But it's just a little, and you say it prominently says China there. But it's 440. It says razor sharp steel. You can see right here, it's got that Rough Rider, tested Rough Rider sharp. But just beautiful stag. Not thick stag, I've noticed. I didn't realize that. Look how it actually, you know, most of your stag will bulge out. This one actually goes in. So it's super thin, especially in that part right there. But the coloration of the stag is just absolutely gorgeous. Like a little bird and trout, a little Skinner, a little small knife. But I love, and back then when I was buying the stuff, I was mostly collecting fixed blades and big folders. So this was just right up my alley. I still love this knife. It's super nice. But thought I'd show you that one. Yeah, Rough Rider and Rough Rider, the Reserve series these days, guys, they make some nice stuff. I don't have it here with me, but I carry a Rough Rider Reserve, kind of a futuristic looking knife, a lot in my EDC rotation, and I enjoy it. It's got a lot of coloration to it, which I think is pretty cool. But thought you'd like that Rough Rider. Next one up, just some, I think I've showed these on the channel before, but I couldn't remember. And as I'm going through stuff, I'm just going to pull them out again. But I don't know how I ended up, speaking of stuff in packages, I don't know how I ended up with 2 of these. But you can see, you know, Kmart no longer in business. At least I don't think it's in business. But around my hometown, Kmart, even before Walmart, used to be the thing. When I was a kid, I'd go in there and get those blue slushies. And I love that we were going to Kmart for sure. It's in a neighboring town of where I live. But anyway, these are, I think this was made in Italy and this one's made in Japan, but the shotgun shell knives. And I know K-Bar for Winchester at one point, K-Bar brand made some of these as well. So this is super cool. This one is plastic, but this one is actually wooden, which I thought was super cool. And it looks like a thick wood on it as well. So I just think those are neat, just as a novelty. And that other hanging package with that straight knife, we'll probably hang these up on like a little pegboard or something here in the shop so we can display them. But thought that was pretty cool, guys. Thought you'd like to enjoy that. Next up, before we even get into actual knife, I found this in my collection. So I know there's a channel, and I'll try to tag him on here, called Walnut and Steel. And he's pretty popular in YouTube land, and I'm sure you guys have heard of him, especially the people that follow me. But he does a lot of BB guns, and he's got some awesome knives, and he's just got an amazing collection. But I thought about this as soon as I found this. I don't know that he's particularly a daisy guy. I'm sure he's got plenty. But I thought this was neat. So there is a double barrel, I don't know if you can read that, a double barrel 100 shot repeater BB gun for $5. And the Lightning loader carbine is $2.50. And I love this. Look at this if you can see it. The scope for a Daisy BB gun, look at that big thing, is $1. And then you get the whole tube for a nickel for the BB. So I just thought that was cool. I don't remember where I got this, probably an antique store, but they had that advertisement and they had an old Daisy BB target kind of laminated or just plasticed in, cellophane into this piece of cardboard. So that's pretty cool. I thought I'd stick that here in the shop as well. I like the old vintage stuff, guys, and I got a bunch of that stuff when it's gun and knife related. I've got a lot of advertisement stuff. But the couple of knives I pulled out today, one of the first one I'm going to show you, you have seen me show, not this one, but multiple like it, so it's not going to be new to you. But this, I think, is the 3rd or 4th 15 OT old-timer, the Deer Slayer or the Deer Hunter or the Hunter, it's called. But I found this one, a new one I had, or another one I had, super good shape. Pretty sure it has been almost like that. I can't tell if that tip's been rounded a little bit or not, but and not funny thing about this, but I've noticed these, you know, this one says Straight New York, USA here with a 15 OT on the back. And the other one I have is actually up here. I have seen some that were out here a little bit, so it's like they stamped these in different places. And I don't know if that was different years. I know because I have seen one of these that says Schrade Plus, so obviously it was newer. But I don't know. I'd be curious if you know the answer to that about Schrades, why they stamped them in different places on the same model knife. I'd be curious to know why. But super cool jimping on this one. I mean, it's a rock solid with that thumb. It's an awesome skinning knife. Yes, I have used one of these actually to skin deer. I should not say I have not. That's not true. I have. Early on, several years ago, I used one of these a few times. But I just found that carrying it is so big, I like the Folding Hunters. Folding Hunters better for that purpose. But there's a 15 OT. Just another one of the old-timer runs I've got. Speaking of Schrade, or into the Schrade conversation, pulled this one out. Sheath has definitely seen better days. It's ragged out, and the knife needs some good cleaning, like it's lost a lot of its color. But this is the Schrade 498, and pretty sure I have had more of this. It's got some like finger grooves built in, but this was called the 49er series on the Schrades. There was multiple models. There was a 497, and I don't know what all. I'm not going to try to act like I know here, but there was multiples in this model, and I have seen in person at pretty sure it was a hardware store out west. They had a display of, and it was a factory Schrade display of all the 49er series knives in that display, and it was super cool. I mean, I wanted that thing so bad I couldn't stand it, but First off, it was too much money, but second off, traveling back with it, as big as that display was, would have been ridiculous. But do have this one of the 49er series. Again, it reminds me, it's pretty similar to the Uncle Henry, the 153 UH. I mean, it's different, but it's same, got that upswept blade, the same virtual size knife. But like that brass, that pommel's pretty cool. That handle in or cap, all that engraving, or not engraving, but just it's like a decoration, like a stamping, if you will. You see that, but pretty cool knife. Just another one of the old Schrade fixed blades I've got thrown in the drawers around here. Last thing I had for today, we're getting on about 10 minutes here. I don't know if I've showed you this, but I believe this is an original old timer by Schrade, not iron-on, but a sew-on patch. I thought that was pretty cool, and this will go in when I finish my old timer display. I'm gonna do one of a lot of my old timers, not just that big Schrade display, but just an old timer display. I'm gonna make one of my own, build it. This will be going in there for it. So, but anyway, super cool. I got nothing. Oh, one more thing I was going to show you. I have been trying to. I've raided Shepherd Hills over the last several months, and I'm trying to get all of these pewter case pins, and I'm sure you guys have seen these things, but I got a good majority of them. I think I'm missing a few. I didn't get any of the fish because, you know, I like to fish, but fish is not my thing. The deer and the turkey and the pheasant and all that fun stuff is what I like. So, but I love that pheasant one right there. That's awesome. And this one right here, the running deer, is cool too. But just thought I'd show you those. There's an owl. And I'm sure you guys are familiar with these. This was the wolf. I think they call this one the wolf, and I think they got another one's a little different shape they call the coyote. Or I may have them backwards, but I know they have two different ones like that. And I'm pretty sure, when I always watch Shepherd Hills, and I think they got a few on there right now, they usually have these for $6. And I know you get on eBay, they're like $20, and not paying that for a hat pin, but $6, I'll load up on them. It's almost like a 3-for-1 sale. But anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed the showing today. I know it was just random, truly was, but as I dig through this stuff, it's probably going to be random for a while until I can get a little more organized, get name brands with name brands, and get all that fun stuff. I did get my displays. I haven't got them cleaned up, and I'm going to put some Old English polish on the wood, but I've got an old hardware store display, and I can actually probably show you that. Let's see if I can move you around here without getting too much. But I got this old countertop display. We're going to get some new felt in it, but super cool. It's got a mirrored back in it, if you could see. And this thing slides open. Just love this display. This was, actually I had a friend call me up and said a friend of theirs had this for sale. Would I want to purchase it? And I took off the next day and drove and got it. So we got that one. And as well, we got this display. This one's got the thickest glass. I know you can't tell, but holy cow, that thing is completely super thick. So we're going to get these loaded up with knives. And like I said, we'll organize makes and models and manufacturers together. And then we'll have a look at all this, and we'll actually know what's going on in this room finally. Because I'm telling you guys, this is just the one pile I pulled out. I don't know if you can see it there, but we've got some knives to go through for sure. Some of those I've actually shown already on the channel, so it's not as extensive as it looks, but it's probably about, I don't know, 6-8 inches tall of a pile there. So a few to go through. But anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed it today. Like, subscribe, just continue to tell your friends. We're steadily growing. We got new subscribers half the day today, which was awesome. So I appreciate it. Thank you guys for watching. You don't know how much I appreciate it. I enjoy doing this so much, and I hope to keep doing it and keep showing you new knives each time. Anyway, guys, from Cutlery, hope you have a good night. Thanks so much.